All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect on the highways and byways pushing this truth. It's your brother Rabbi Nap. Another lesson, Lord willing, is edifying. Okay. Now we just watched a debate with your favorite white hope, Donald Trump, and Miss Harris, man, or whatever her last name is. As a matter of fact, I think her last name is the same last name as her husband, but she goes under the identity of Harris, okay? But that's talking about your vice president, okay, who's running up against Donald Trump this November, okay? And they had a debate last night. In case you didn't know, you might want to watch that. That might pertain to 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. That might spark your interest since you're going to be at the voting polls. You're going to be participating in voting, okay? Even though you're not supposed to, but you're going to do it anyway, okay? Because you love your oppressor, man. So you're going to vote for your oppressor, man. You want him to stay in power. You want him to continue to rule over you. You just want some of the crumbs. We understand, okay? But it's coming to a time where, you know, all that's gonna come to an end anyways, and if you're not preparing yourself for this destruction that's coming, then you're gonna drown with this flood that Esau's about to bring, man. This flood of destruction, this flood of temptation that he gonna to go through, man. Okay, he gonna fall into force your back against the wall, you off that wall, man. We ain't gonna choose him, man, because we know that there's something out on the other side of it, okay? Which we were going to get from Yahweh, who's our Lord and Savior, by the way, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's Yahweh, Yahweh, how you say it in the Paleo Hebrew. So you might want to tune in, get to learn a little bit about him, because he's the one bringing the out here. And you're going to learn about some of these debates, or some of the highlights of the debate. Said there's a lot of migrants out here, man. And we're doing. They said they're eating dogs and cats. And I just watched a video on X, man. It shows somebody from the Northern Kingdom, okay, burning a cat on the stove, man, so he can eat it, okay? And people that are coming here, man, because behind closed doors, this is what America does. They make these closed door deals. So everything that's happening in the country was orchestrated by Esau. Okay, which means they sat in a room. He was talking to the president of Venezuela. He was like, listen, man, you know, give us all the worst of your criminals, man. We'll clean up your country, man. Throw them in America, man. Let them do what they're gonna do. And that's why they're here. That's the topic, man. And who's doing that? Your president, man. Mr. Biden, man. He's doing it. He's not actually doing it. Okay, these are puppets, okay? But when you got that worldly view, that's all you know. So I speak to you in a worldly sense, because really Esau, Edom, man. Okay, that's the adversary. That's the deceit. That's that serpent. Okay, that's the so-called white man. Okay, and that's what we do, man. That's our job, to come out here on these highways and byways, tell you about the prophecies that are written in the Bible, like that MOTB. Okay. That's the prophecy that's hot on the table right now. That's the one that's coming, man. Revelation 13 and 16. And he calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, man. You might want to get familiar with Revelation chapter, man. See how the things everything is leading up to that point, man, where you get a implantable device in your forehead or in your right hand so you can buy or sell. And the biggest prophecy of them all is that the Lord's going to come back and destroy this place. But everyone thinks this place is going to be clean before the Lord gets here, and the Lord won't have to suffer this place to be destroyed. But that goes against scriptures, okay? That's a prophecy, a doctrine of devils, okay? So you want to make sure that you're getting that water, man. You're getting the truth, and that you're well high for the time to come, man. Of the word, and there's not going to be anyone that tells you which way to go, man. And you're going to choose the wrong way, like the rest of these people, man. You're going to choose the multitude. You're going to follow the multitude to do sin, and the sin that they're going to have is something that's not forgivable, unredeemable. Okay, literally going to separate you from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, and he's going to destroy you in that lake of fire that y'all think it happens after you die. goes into hell. Nah, that's talking about those thermonuclear missiles that are coming here to Babylon, destroy this place, man. So if you ain't, you might want to get an understanding and open your ears, okay? But we know, according to 6 and 9, that this is only for whoever the Lord wants to have this, okay? I wanted to jump, as a matter of fact, I wanted to start in on the book of Leviticus, okay? Because it's clean and unclean. And I know there's a lot of migrants coming here, man, different countries, and they probably eat things like that. They probably think, you know, it's all right to eat these type of things. This is what we had to eat, okay? When you look at places like China back in the day, the reason why they eat these things is because they actually went through a famine, okay? There was a huge famine in China, man. Okay, that's why they eat the squid, the different scorpions, and all these different bugs and spiders, man. Because they actually went through a famine, so they know how to survive that, okay? They know that there's gonna be a time, there was a time, to eat pretty much everything, man. And we're gonna come back to that time. It's gonna be worse than it went through, man. It's gonna be worse than that here. Because Babylon, we've been fattened up, man. And a lot of our foods got different chemicals in it. When we don't have it, we're gonna be more prone to go psycho over it, man. Okay, but it's really the chemicals that your body's really lusting over, man. Because that's what Esau Edom does. That's why he calls it the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, because he administers drugs in your food, man. Okay. But anyways, I want to get into that since we're hearing Israelite men, you know, cooking dogs and eating cats, man. Now, you thought that was something only the heathen does, but a lot of our people are like heathen, man. Okay, they ain't got this word in them, man. So they just, 2/3 of y'all are just like these heathen. These people are coming here because this is where the judgment lies. This is where America is going to gather all these nations together for what? So you put them all to death, man. Okay, you send the goats, different rams that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to sacrifice here. All y'all coming here. That's why those Venezuelans supposed to come in here. They're supposed to be gangsters and crooks. They coming here to put some of y'all to and to get put to death eventually, man. Okay, everyone's here to serve their judgment and get put to death, man. So whatever's coming here, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is allowing it to happen, man. Okay, but back to eating these dogs and cats. According to Donald Trump, he said they eating dogs and cats, man. And there's a thing on Twitter. It was showing somebody cooking one of those somewhere in New York, man. So you got to be careful if these people are around you, man. Because if that's not the worst, that's normal to them, okay? So how much more other things, the way they treat women, for example. A lot of y'all think it's okay to come out here, be dressed, okay? Nah, it's not. This ain't the type of place. This ain't the place for that, man. You need to be aware of things with type of people out here, man. Crooks, okay? People who done killed people. And they probably killed them for different things. I saw something in Africa. They went in they found this dude, man. He had a bag, man. And there's a big like plague of people getting beheaded out there for what? So they do it because they're so poor that they think that they're gonna like they do it as a sacrifice to whatever God that they believe in, thinking that that's gonna bring them wealth, man. And these type of people are coming here. Long story short, man. And it's already hard in America. See, on the outside, America's this beautiful lady, man. Just like the Revelator, he marveled at her, man. This Edomite woman probably had a big butt, man. Just the way Jake like an Edomite woman, man. You can do this, okay? And he fell for that. And the angel asked him, "Why are you marveling? You ain't supposed to marvel at this whore, because that's what America is. She's a whore, man. On the outside, I mean, there's a song by Usher called Usher and Ludacris. She said, a lady in the sheets and a freak in the bed. That's what America is, man. Outside, she seems to look like a lady and pleasant, that you want to deal with her, that you will want to, you know, get to know her, okay? You want to shoot your shot at her, okay? And that's what a lot of people are doing. They come in here, they're shooting their shot. But then behind closed doors, she's doing deals with these other countries, man, being a whore, man. Okay, just like a whore does, man. Come out here, act like she's better than everybody, but then behind closed doors, she's the nastiest thing. Think of, man. Okay. Let's get into these laws, man, these Levitical laws, because we're coming into a time where that famine's gonna come, man. A real famine, not just the famine of the word, but a famine of having access to food, man, unless you take this radioactive microchip that this devil's about to bring in here. It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 11 and 1. And the Lord Yahweh Yahushua spake unto Moses and Aaron, saying unto them, speaking to the children of Israel, saying, these are the beasts which ye shall eat, all the beasts that are on the earth. So here it is, the Most High God tells on what animals you can and cannot eat. You can't just eat everything that you think you want. That's why a lot of our people, they're dying of what? All different type of diseases, man. These different parasites that are in their body from these unclean foods that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is telling you about. Leviticus 11:3, whatsoever parteth the and is cloven footed and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat. Okay, whatever part of the hoof, just like, you know, which you got. You got a hoof, man. You know, like just like a horse got a hoof. Okay, but it got to be split. Okay, it got to be cloven footed. Means it got to have that split in the hoof. Let me see a picture of it. The cloven foot, so you know it said here the cloven foot. That's a cloven foot. Eat that. That might be a deer right there. Okay, cloven. All right. Whosoever part and is cloven footed, that's an image of someone, of an animal that's parteth the hoof and is cloven footed. Okay. And cheweth the cud. When you chew the cud, it means just like a cow, when he eats, it has stomachs. But when it eats grass, it goes into the first stomach, and then that grass that it ate, it allows it to come and re-chew it again, man. Okay? And then they swallow it again, then it goes down into their other stomach, okay? That's chewing the cud. But divideth not the, among the beasts shall ye eat. So that's something you can eat. Something that's cloven footed and cheweth cud, okay? Hold on, this is giving me, let me get this precept real quick. It's telling me, it's bringing me to Cornelius, man. Talking about Acts 10. Okay. Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat. This is Leviticus 11:4. Eat. Nevertheless, this shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the hoof, as the camel. Yeah, you can't eat the camel, man. You're not supposed to eat camels, man. Like the Arab man, I know he like eating camel humps. You ain't supposed to eat that if you're an Israelite, man. Let the heathen eat that shit. Okay? Because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof. Let's look at a camel's hoof, man. Okay? Showing you the difference. Okay? But there ain't no camels in America. But you might run across one. There might be one in the zoo in a time. There might be wild beasts out here. You'd be surprised what might be out here. Let's see if I can. Okay? That's a camel's hoof, man. You can't eat that. Okay? That's not cloven footed. All right? So you can't eat a camel. Because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof. So he chewed the cud, but he divides not the hoof. So you can't eat that. Okay? He is unclean unto you. So that's plain, man. He's unclean unto you. So you even got to know. He made it plain for you. Okay? Don't eat camel meat. In the coney, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof. The coney is a rabbit, okay? You can't eat rabbits, man. And he cheweth the cud. And the thing about rabbits, they chew the cud, but they'll eat their own shit, man. That's a way of chewing the cud, but you still ain't supposed to eat that. You're still not supposed to eat a rabbit, man. In the Bible. In the coney, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. So he divides not the hoof. Let's look at a rabbit foot, man. Okay. Or rabbit. Hold on, I don't know if that's his hand or his foot. No, that's his hand. Okay. And this one's showing his feet. Okay. Leviticus 11:6, and the hair, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. So the hair too, there's a lot of hairs that you see running around. You can't man. They're unclean unto you. If you're an Israelite, if you're a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American, you can't eat that, man. Just so you know, and we're coming into some times where that might seem like a viable source of protein, man. Okay, but you know, in that time, just how Bashim Shah is giving out judgment in this time. So if you know the times, man, that might just get you put to death, man. Not because the meat will be defiled, because the Lord might have you get put to death because of that, man. Okay. And the swine, though he divide the hoof and be cloven, yet he cheweth not the cud. So he's showing you, okay, the swine, which is a pig, man, he chews the cud and he's cloven footed. Okay. Let me see. What did it say? Let me read that again. And the swine, though he divide the hoof, so the hoof, and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. So he cud, man. He don't regurgitate his food back up and eat it again, man. Now he down, and he ain't got no. But let's look at a pig's foot. Okay. Oh, beautiful is that, man. Look at Yahweh Bashim Yahshai sending some music, man. Some classical music. He just switched it up. Pig foot. Images. Man. Okay. That's a pig's foot, man. That's that's something that Jake like to eat. He calls that soul food, you know? That's food. He thinks that's food for the soul. Okay? Jake's bugged out, man. This is what I mean, man. You gotta have the right understanding of the scriptures. Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you, okay? And you gotta think about the care packages that were sent to those Palestinians. Israel was slaughtering them, okay? Okay? That war in Palestine, man, okay? There was a care package that was dropped off, and it was reported that some of that stuff contained pork, and they risked their lives to get there, and a lot of people died fighting over that food and getting shot at while they were going there, being what do you call it when you misidentify somebody as an enemy, man? They started shooting at them, okay? And these are the same type of things that happen. Never trust thine enemy, man. It might be a package that may be dropped off, and people might think that's the way to go, man. But that might be your way up out of here, man. So you got to be aware these days. You got to be circumspect, okay? It says, Leviticus 11:8, of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you. You're not even supposed to touch their carcass, man. Okay? So you even preparing the food, not even eating it, you can get put to for that, man. Okay? You got to leave that alone. And Esau knows all these things. That's why he puts it in all your food. Isaiah 52:11, depart ye, go ye out from thence, touch no unclean thing. Go ye out of the midst of her, be ye that bear the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. Yeah, depart from this place, man. It's like Micah 2:10. Okay? These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever have fins and scales. In the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall you eat. Whatever has fins and scales, crab, lobster, shrimp, that don't have fins and scales, man. We're talking salmon, haddock, you know, things of that nature, man. Okay? Red snapper, man. You can eat that. All right? That's clean unto you. But everything else, those things were created so they can clean out the seas, man. That's why those seas that you see, they're polluted. And Esau pollutes it and takes out the things that are supposed to keep it clean and sells it to y'all to eat. So you participated in the destruction of this place, and you not following the laws, statutes, and commandments. So you're in agreement with wickedness, okay? But you don't care. Nah, God said you're going to use Acts 10 and talk about Cornelius and say how God said you can eat everything, don't call anything common unclean, man. That ain't talking about this, man, okay? What he have made clean. This is talking, Cornelius was an Israelite, okay? That's what that's talking about, man. He made him an Israelite. From the beginning, man. The Lord created these things, man. that have not fins and scales of the seas, in and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you. Yeah, so it should be like an abomination unto you, man. Okay. And they put you to death, man. And this is wisdom. Leviticus 7:18. And if any of the flesh of the sacrifice of his peace offering be eaten at all on the third day, it should not be accepted. Neither shall it be imputed unto him that offereth it, shall be an abomination, and the soul that eateth of it shall bear his iniquity. Okay? So you making a sacrifice, you ain't supposed to sacrifice something that's been dead for 3 days, man. Okay, on the third day it shall not be accepted, man. Okay. And if the Lord don't want it, you shouldn't want it, man. So if he don't want a sacrifice that's been dead for 3 days, you shouldn't want to put something that's sacrificed in your body that's been dead for 3 days. You have no control over that. Okay, we got to go to the enemy for the one of all things. Okay, this is Deuteronomy we're talking about. This is the curses that we're going through. Okay, so some of the food we eat is already defiled by the time you go and purchase it, even though it looked like it's clean, but they put chemicals and stuff on it and gases in the packaging so it can stay fresh looking. Okay, Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28:48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness. Yeah, in hunger, you got to go to your enemy for the one of all things. In hunger, you got to go wherever there's food in this country, you getting it from your enemy. Wherever you get your clothes, you getting it from your enemy. Wherever you get your water, that's why it's bottled, you getting it from your enemy. Okay. And in the want of all things, man. You want a car, you want a house, you need medical assistance. Yeah, you gotta go to your enemy for all of these things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. And he literally put a yoke of iron upon thy neck when we were in 1619. Okay, when we came here on slave ships. Okay, there was a little yoke of iron upon. Man, matter of fact, let me Google it for you, man. It's a simple Google search away. Yoke of iron on the neck. Look at that. Look who pops up. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Natives. Okay, that's a famous pic right there. Okay. So there you go. There you go. Okay, we forgot. You a slave, man. You in slavery. Okay? And some this is an Israelite, by the way. That's what they do. And that same person or those ancestors are still here and they think they're free. Okay? They forgot about him. They don't think about him anymore. Okay? Grab this precept. Book of Jeremiah 14. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, the power of Israel have put a yoke of iron upon of all these nations, that they may serve Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. They shall serve him, and I have given him the beasts of the field also. And the new Nebuchadnezzar is Esau, man. He's the ruler of the modern day Babylon. And this yoke upon your neck, okay? And the yoke is more spiritual now than it was. It started physical. But now you think he took the yoke off. Now you think, oh, I'm free. But you're not, man. You in these chains of darkness. And you to sin, man. He's the one that's making it for you to go after the flesh. Okay? And that yoke is that yoke of you still transgressing laws, man. And he created an environment where all you can do is transgress the laws, statutes and commandments of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. But you don't think you got a yoke on you anymore because it ain't physical, okay? So you think you're free, but you're not, man. All right? You're in these chains of darkness, okay? Which is these physical bodies that allow you to sin, but it's also Esau, Edom, being in rulership, uh, propagating wickedness on earth. So every step, every move, every thought that you make is being attacked by wickedness, man. It's hard to make a righteous decision in a world of darkness and wickedness. Okay? Back to Leviticus. Leviticus 11. They shall be even abomination unto you, talking and these pigs and these camels and these conies and these hares. Ye eat of their flesh, but ye shall have their carcasses in abomination. Have no fins nor scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you. Yeah, shrimp, crab, that should scallops. Yeah, these should be an abomination unto you. Clams. And these are they which ye shall have and these are they which ye shall have in abomination among the fowls. Okay? They shall not be eaten, they are an abomination. The eagle and the ostrich and the offspray. Okay, these different type of birds, man. You know, the eagle. Okay. And the vulture and the kite after his kind, raven after his kind, and the owl and the night hawk and the cuckoo and the hawk after his kind. So you can't eat these different types of birds, man. And the little owl and the cormorant and the great owl and the swan. Yeah, you can't eat swan, man. That's another one that's predominantly out here, man. Okay? Yeah, you can't eat that, man. There's a lot of them. And that's what most of y'all gonna be going for, man. A lot of people are gonna be going. Moab gonna be going. Moab got them hanging in his windows, man, in his restaurants. Okay? So you're gonna be trying to eat these things during that time, and you're not supposed to eat them. That's why you gotta rely on the Lord, as the scriptures have said, because this is gonna allow you to escape this judgment that he's bringing. Okay? And if you're foolish enough to eat that and not have the faith that's required to make it through this tribulation, then he's just gonna make sure you get put to death. And the vulture after his kind, every raven after his kind, and the owl and the night hawk, and the cuckoo and the hawk after his kind, and the little owl and the cormorant and the great owl and the pelican and the gyre eagle and the stork, the heron after her kind, and the lapwing and the bat. Yeah, you can't eat bats like Moab, man. Causing plagues, man. All right? You can't eat these things. All fowls that creep going upon all fours shall be an abomination unto you. Okay, all fowls that creep. Let me see what that, some fowls that creep. Okay, get an image of that. Fowls that creep on all four. What is it showing? It's showing hold on. Fowls that creep going on all four. A bat. Showing that a bat. Okay. Things like that, man. That's pretty much things like that, man. Ain't too many birds going on all four, man. I don't know what this is. This is a four-legged bird. You see some shit like that, man, you can't eat that. Okay? It's four-legged bird, man. Whatever the hell that is. Look like a chicken too, man. There's some shit out there, but if you run across something like this, you can't eat that, man. You can't eat that. Leviticus 11 and 20. All fowls that creep going upon all four shall be an abomination unto you. Yet these may ye eat of every flying, creeping thing. Hold on. Is that talking about? Let me get that in the NLT. Leviticus 11 and 20. Let me get that in the NLT. You must not eat winged insects that walk along the ground. They are detestable unto you. So that's not even talking about birds, man. That's talking about insects. Okay. So I told you the birds you can't eat, these different hawks and owls, these ravens. Okay? You can't eat things like that. You know, the stork. All right? Which is like a seagull, man. You can't eat that. The swan, you can't eat that, man. Duck, you can't eat that. Okay? If you're an Israelite, you want to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, you claim you believe in the Lord, okay? You a heathen, go ahead, eat that, man. But just know there's a judgment for that, man. It's an abomination. Okay? It's unclean unto you. Not every sin is worthy of death, okay? But we're coming into a time where the Lord can just pull his grace from you. Because he's giving you all this grace to clean yourself up. And if you don't get the grace, man, he can just take the grace away from you. And you're subject to all these judgments that are written about in this Bible, man. Okay? Which can cause you to get put to death, man. Because he gave you plenty of time, man. And he might just look upon your sin, man, just see all of your shit. And then on top of that, you decide to eat that. So that might just put you over the threshold of wickedness, fulfilling the measure of your wickedness, man. We wanna repent from these things. We wanna go the other route. We wanna go do things that please Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. And following the dietary laws is one way of showing and pleasing and listening to his commandments, man. That's pleasing unto the Lord. Because you're doing it because you don't want to upset him, man. That's pleasing. Okay? Even if you're dying, you rather please him, that's a beautiful thing. That's a sacrifice. Okay? That's you making your body a living sacrifice. Like it says in Romans, the 12th chapter. Let me just grab it. Okay. Let me grab it. The book of Romans, chapter 12 and 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Heavenly Father, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. Yeah, make your body a living sacrifice, man. Walk in these law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, man. Even if you got to get put to death. And you're going to have to do that to practice the righteous acts, especially so you can get that experience that you need in order to get past this great temptation that's coming with this MOTB, this implantable device that's gonna go on your right hand or in your forehead. Okay, that's what we work, and that's what we doing, man. We're gonna need mercy in these last days, and we got to make sure we're doing everything that we can to do it, man. All right. Leviticus 11 and 21, yet these may ye eat of every flying, creeping thing that goeth upon all four. Talking about these insects, which have legs above their feet, to leap withal upon the earth. Even these of them ye may eat. The locust after his kind, and the bald locust after his kind, and the beetle after his kind. Some things you can eat in the time that's coming, man. You run across those, that's food, okay? That's food. Yeah. Now you want to look into this a little bit more, man. Okay, you want to get to know a little bit. There's different type of locusts, man. Even this locust got parasites in them, man. So everything's defiled, man. Even the insects. All right. So you gotta. But in the time that's coming, man, the Lord presents you with something. But he said his servants are gonna eat, man. So we trust in it. That's what we believe in, man. A man shall not live by bread alone, man. Yahushua told you that. Okay? So you could be eating all these abominations. You might have a whole store, run into a whole storehouse. You might go into a whole pig slaughterhouse that was still preserving the meat, man. And you might think you hit the jackpot, but the Lord might have just sent you a temptation to see if you were going to do it and put you to death, man. Because we committed a lot of sin in the past, in these grace periods, in these past lives, man. Okay? that we still got to pay for. So you don't know when that measurement of grace is has been fulfilled, man. And he just take his hedge away from you and put you to death, man. But Leviticus 11:23, but all other flying creeping things which have 4 feet shall be an abomination unto you. So you need to be thinking locusts, beetles, grasshoppers, okay? That's what you need to be thinking about, or something that you can eat. Not every bug you can eat, not every bird you can eat, not every fish you can eat, not every beast you can eat, okay? You gotta walk that path, okay? Matthew 7:13. Let me grab it. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go thereat. Yeah, so the many that be that which go in thereat, meaning they're gonna follow the ways that's outside of what the scriptures are telling you to do, man. It's just like pretty much walking on thin ice, man. You want to make sure you walking in the right way, because this flood that's coming, man, he might just drown you, man. He might get you put to death out here, man. All right? It's 11:24, and for these ye shall be unclean. Whosoever touches the carcass of them shall be unclean until the even. And whosoever beareth out aught of the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the even. The carcasses of every beast which divideth the hoof and is not cloven-footed, nor cheweth the cud, are unclean unto you. Everyone that touches them shall be unclean. You can't even touch the dead carcasses of these unclean animals, man. And whatsoever goeth upon his paws among all manner of beasts that go on all 4, those are unclean unto you. Whoso touches their carcass shall be unclean until the even. And yeah, doesn't a dog goeth upon all 4 of his paws? You can't eat that, man. The wolves, you can't eat that. Okay? And there's no excuse. There's no, but if the world was to end, you could do this like Islam, man. This ain't that. Okay? Y'all ain't playing these games, man. You want to eat these unclean things, that's going to fulfill your measure of wickedness down here on the earth, and he going to pull your plug, man. Okay? Which means he going to take the spirit from out of your body, man. It's the book of Leviticus 11:27. And whosoever goeth upon his paws among all manner of beasts that go on all 4, those are unclean unto you. Doesn't a cat have paws and go on all 4? Yeah, you're not supposed to eat that, man. Doing that on that in New York, man. You probably don't know the scriptures, huh? Okay, and that was a Jake doing that, man. Moab get most of the blame for doing that, man. Esau does that shit too. Esau in that, man. Esau is known for eating a bunch of abominations. I'm actually reading a book called The Delectable Negro. I've been chewing away at getting through that book, man. I read multiple books at a time, man, because my interest is just all over the place, man. I'll read a chapter of that, then I might go read a chapter of this and go read a chapter of that, man. But as a matter of fact, I brought my other book of Josephus, if you haven't read it, okay? Now, I know it looks like a bunch of so-called white men, but he liked to whitewash things. And when you get the spirit, man, you'll be able to see through the whitewash. You'll be able to see through all these things. Because Esau is a damn Edomite, man, okay? He has certain characteristics about himself that don't pertain to him, man, okay? The Israelites were known to keep scribes and books and write about their people. So I believe in the spirit that Josephus was also another Israelite, man. Well, he was an Israelite, but I'm just saying that he didn't look like this. He was whitewashed, okay? But he shared something in his this is The Antiquities of the Jews, unabridged, all volumes together. It's a good book, something that I like to cross-reference with the Bible, man, on certain topics, okay? When you read the book of the Maccabees, this is when you can really get into the nitty-gritty about it, okay? This talks about John Hyrcanus, how we converted the small hat and got him into knowing all this stuff, okay? John Hyrcanus was an Israelite who gave these, had the Edomites start circumcising themselves, man. Greeks weren't known to circumcise themselves, man. That was an Israelite custom, man, okay? Greeks were heathens, man. The Romans, they were heathens, man. They were uncircumcised heathen, man, Okay, that's why they wanted to convert Israel into doing what they did. But I wanted to share this. Okay, this is the book of, let me see, I think this is book 13. It's kind of weird how you gotta, yeah, this is book 13, chapter 13. No, book 13, chapter 13, paragraph 6. Okay, and let me read the title for chapter 12. It says, how Alexander, when he had taken the government, made an expedition against Ptolemaeus, and then raised the siege out of fear of Ptolemy Lathyrus, and how Ptolemy made war against him because he had sent to Cleopatra to persuade her to make war against Ptolemy, and yet pretended to be in friendship with him when he beat in the battle. Okay? Now, there's different type of Ptolemies. When you read about these different, when you read about the Maccabean period, man, there's multiple Antiochus, okay? There's multiple Ptolemies. You got to know which one it is, man. Okay? Because the book will just say Ptolemy, and you think it's still talking about the first Ptolemy that split the kingdom with Alexander the Greek, but that's not the case. Okay, so that's why when you go into this history, it's hard to kind of stay engaged in who it's talking about, man. You got to really sweep through. You got to go through it slowly, man. Go into the history of Ptolemy this. Okay, he lived from here to here. Okay, then he died during this thing. Then you gotta mark that in your book somehow. Okay, this is where now this Ptolemy's talking about this Ptolemy. Okay, things like that. Okay, so this is the book of Josephus. Okay, Antiquities of the Jews, book 13, chapter 12, paragraph 6. After this victory, Ptolemy overran all the country, and when night came on, he abode in certain villages of Judea, which when he found full of women and children, he commanded his soldiers to strangle them and to cut them in pieces, and then to cast them into boiling cauldrons, and then to devour their limbs as sacrifices. This commandment was given that such as fled from the battle and came to them might suppose their enemies were cannibals and eat men's flesh, and might on that account be still more terrified at them upon such a sight. And Abbo and Nicholas of Damascus affirm that they used these people after this manner I have already related. Ptolemy also took Ptolemaeus by force, as we have declared elsewhere. Okay. Now here it is, Josephus speaking on behalf of Ptolemy, man. How you know? Who knows? He's saying they only did it because, to put fear in their enemies, man. Yeah, that's what you think, man. That's why you got to read about the delectable Negro, man. You got to read about these things. Yeah, they like eating human meat. And where do they get that from? They get that from them damn Hamites, man. Those Canaanites, okay? Matter of fact, let me go there. Let me go there. And where did Ptolemy conquer, man? Egypt. Okay? And they made a god called Serapis Crispus. Okay? Or Christus. Who they worship today. Okay? I think that's actually, it might be 12.
Yeah.
It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12 and verse 1. For thine incorruptible spirit is in all things. Therefore chastenest thou them by little and little that offend, and warnest them by putting them in remembrance wherein they have offended, that leaving their wickedness they may believe on thee, O Lord, for it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of the Holy Land. And the old inhabitants of the Holy Land is talking about those Canaanites, whom thou hatest for doing most odious works of witchcrafts and wicked sacrifices. Odious works, witchcrafts, and wicked sacrifices, just like so-called white man Esau Edom, man. He does the same type of, that's why he got the Bohemian Grove. And they said they put makeshift human beings there. Nah, they doing human sacrifice, man. And also those merciless murderers of children and devourers of man's flesh and feast of blood. Okay, yeah, devourers of man's flesh. We just read that in Ptolemy, and that's an Edomite. Okay, and they're taking after the ways of the Canaanites. Why is Moloch erected in the Bohemian Grove? Okay, these are different heathenistic gods, man. Moloch, okay, Baal and all of that. Why is he erecting that, man? They're known for human sacrifices, blood drinkers, okay, killing children, man. That's the type of idols that they used to worship back in ancient times. Why are they being erected here in America? Why when you go to Washington D.C. the so-called military is in a damn pentagram, okay? And when you look at it, the whole architecture of Washington D.C. all lines up with that satanic 666, and it's built on what? Lot 66. You can't even find that anymore, man. But the apostles and elders brought that out, man. Why do you think they do that? Why is they building a pentagram? Why do they call it the Pentagon? Okay? Because this is where wickedness is going through, man. They're blatant right in your face, man. Why are they erecting what do you call those things? Phalluses all over the place. Why is everybody wearing a tie, which is an upside down phallus? Okay? Which is is symbolic for a penis. Okay? Why do people wear that? Why is that the fashion of this world? Why is Xi Jinping in China wearing that? Ain't he Chinese? Why he wearing a phallus around his neck? But these people don't know that, man. They think it's fashion of this world. Nah, that's idolatry. Okay? But they're surface level believers, man. Their belief is surface level, man. Okay? That's why they don't go into the words of the Greeks and the Hebrew. Okay? They don't go into these words, man. Because they don't care about their salvation, and the Lord don't care about your life either. All right? Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12 and 6. Priests out of the midst of their idolatrous crew, and the parents that killed with their own hands souls destitute of help. Yeah, they killed their own children, man. All right? So don't be like these people, man. Committing these wicked abominations. This is something that you can simply do. Don't eat this shit. Okay? But I wanted to bring that up because you can't eat dogs and cats at the end of the day. That's the reason why I brought this 11. But we're going to comb through a little bit more. Leviticus 11 and 27. And whatsoever goeth the paws among all manner of beasts that go on, those are unclean unto you. Whoso carcass shall be even. Yeah, you shall be clean unto the even, man. Okay? It doesn't say you're supposed to get put to death, but like I said, your measurement grace is coming to an end, man, for everybody. And you got to rely on your faith at that time. Okay? And he that beareth the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean, even they are unclean unto you. These also shall be unclean unto the creeping things that creep upon the earth, the weasel and the tortoise after his kind, man. You can't eat a weasel, you can't eat a mouse, okay? And you can't eat a tortoise, all right? And the ferret, and the chameleon, and the lizard, and the snail, and the mole. Eat snails, man. And that's like a delicacy here, man. All right? These are unclean to you among all that creep. Whosoever does touch them, when they be dead, shall be unclean until the even. And upon whatsoever any of them, when they are dead, do fall, it shall be unclean. Be any vessel of wood or raiment or skin or sack, whatsoever vessel it be, wherein any work is done, it must be water, and it shall be unclean until the even, so it shall be cleansed. So it's saying any of these things that are deemed unclean, if you put it on something, for example, your stove, you got to get rid of that thing, man. Okay? Let me read that again. Leviticus 11 and 32. And upon whatsoever any of them, talking about these unclean beasts, animals, these fish, okay, these creeping things, When they are dead through a fall, it shall be unclean, whether it be any vessel of wood or raiment or skin or sack, whatsoever vessel it be wherein any work is done, it must be put into water, and it shall be unclean until the even, so it shall be cleansed. And every earthen vessel wherein any of them falleth, whatsoever is in it, shall be unclean, and ye shall break it. And you gotta break it, man. Anything it touch. And this is why we live by grace, man. And we can't do that in this time, man. We don't have the resources to do that. Okay? The mindset to do that either. Leviticus 11:34, meat which may be eaten, that which such water cometh unclean, and all drink that drunken, every such vessel shall be unclean. So dies in that clean, you can't even eat or drink out of that. Everything whereupon any part of their carcass falleth shall be unclean, whether it be oven or ranges for pots, they shall be broken down, for they are unclean, and shall be unclean unto you. So you're supposed to break down your oven, man. And you don't cook pork on it before. Yeah, you're defiled, man. You should be breaking down your oven. Okay? Or you can't do that. That's what the grace comes in for. But that's an unclean thing. So everything you've eaten since then has been unclean. Even if it was clean, you've been defiling your own food. You see how Esau works, man? You see how Esau does it? That's why you're constantly defiled in this place, man. You're supposed to break your oven. Cook. You're not supposed to be touching the carcass of a dead pig, but you're picking it up, you're seasoning it, you're putting it on a pan, putting the pan on the stove. You're just defiling it, man. Okay? And that's why we about Shimmy our shot. Leviticus 11:37, and if any part of their carcass fall upon any sowing seed which is to be sown, it shall be clean. Part of their carcass seed which is to be sown, it shall be clean. Let me get that in the NLT. Let me get that in the NLT. Leviticus 11:37. Leviticus 11:37. If the carcass falls on seed grain to be put in the field, the seed will still be considered clean. Okay, so if it falls on seed, you can still plant that seed, and the seed will still be clean. Okay. But if any water, Leviticus 11:38, be put upon the seed, and any part of their carcass fall thereon, it shall be unto you. Let me read that in NLT. Leviticus 11:38 in the NLT. But if the seed is wet, when the carcass falls on it, the seed will be defiled. So if the seed's wet and the carcass falls on it, the seeds, I bet you Esau's doing that too. Esau's wetting the seeds, putting it on something that's defiled and putting it in the ground so it can grow, so you can eat it. That's what he does, man. That's how he propagates wickedness, man. Okay. Leviticus 11:39, and if any beast of which ye may eat die, he that touches the carcass thereof unclean until the even. And he that eateth of the carcass of it shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the even. He also that beareth the carcass wash his clothes and be unclean until the even. And every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth shall be an abomination. Okay, whatsoever goeth upon the belly, or whatsoever goeth upon all, or whatsoever have more feet among all creeping things that creep upon the earth, them ye shall not eat, for they are an abomination. And so there's certain things you can't eat. It sounds like caterpillars and things like that. Okay? You can't eat these things, man. Yeah, like I said, we're going to be faced with a time where we're going to be forced to make some decisions, man. Make the right decision, Jake. I'm telling you, laws weren't written for you not to keep them, man. All right? I know these Christians tell you, oh, the laws are done away with. Oh, anything clean or unclean going into Acts 10, man. Nah, you got to listen to your teachers, man. All right? You got to listen to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. He said, my sheep hear my voice and they follow me, man. So if you don't hear the words, then this don't apply. This Bible don't apply to you, man. Go keep believing those lies. Go serve the Lord in vain. His false images and his false doctrine. Go serve the Roman Catholic Church and the false prophet. Go do that, and you're going to do too. Okay? That's how it works. Because all of them do it. The Lord on the right-hand side is gathering a lighting, man. And the wicked on the left-hand side is gathering y'all for the fire, man. Okay, that's why we on the high edges, man. All right? Telling you what you shouldn't eat and what you, man, to prepare you for these last days that are coming, man. It tells you during the famine, people will sell dung, man. Like swan dung. That's gonna be worth some money back then. So I know a lot of y'all entrepreneurs, you want to start a business, man. Hey, man, you start learning how to collect dung. Go into these baseball fields, man. Collect it, man. It's gonna be worth something then. When you watch the book of he was walking around with cat oil. Okay, that may be worth something then. Okay, you need to oil something up, man. You can make oil out of cats, man. Okay, so these are the times that we're going to be coming in. Where people might, you might have to eat that locust, man. Eat something like that, depending on where you're at, depending on how bad it gets. Okay, but at least you know that the Lord is away out of this destruction. Just to see what you're going to do. He might put a whole pig next to you, man, and put a locust to you, man. All right? You might think he might cut you off, man. Now, I said that just makes you unclean, but like, your wickedness is a measurement of grace that you were given, man. And once the Lord pulls that away from you, man, that it might be that just because you touch it, he might just put you to death, man. Just touching it, a dead carcass, man, of a swine, man, put you to death for that. Okay? So you want to be able to have some righteous thoughts. How do you know what's righteous, man? You got to go, you got to know what the Lord wants, man. You got to go and you got to understand the commandments. For his son to come out here and just disregard them, that's not why he sent his son down here. Nah, the nation of Israel couldn't keep those laws, man. They needed a sacrifice. Okay? And Yahweh Shai was that sacrifice. But that doesn't mean you're not supposed to keep the law. He kept the law. Okay? So he gonna keep a law and then tell you, oh no, it's just down, love your brother and don't have any other gods, which kind of embodies all of the law. Because if you love your brother, you're not gonna kill him. You're not gonna sleep with his woman. You're not gonna feed him anything defiled. Okay? You're not gonna charge him usury. Okay? You're gonna love him. Okay? You're gonna be following these laws, statutes, commandments, and you're gonna teach him to do so also, because that's the way that leads to life. All these other ways, all these heathen, all these different doctrines, everything else leads to death, man. All these different paths. Okay. Jesus, yeah, he gonna lead you. He gonna get you far too. He gonna get you. He might even get. That might look like a path that's worthy of walking, man. You might think, you know what? God loves everybody, and I love everybody. And guess what? That's gonna get you killed, man. Thinking you love everybody, man. You know? So you got to beware of these things, because people's parents, how they raising these kids, man. They're raising these kids like they're getting prepared for the slaughter. Leviticus, did I read that? Oh, yep. 11 and 39, and if any beast of which ye may eat die, he that touches the carcass thereof shall be unclean until the even. I read that already. Going, and he that eateth of the carcass of it shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the even. He also that beareth the carcass of it shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the even. And every creeping thing that creepeth upon shall be an abomination and shall not be eaten. Whatsoever goeth upon the belly, and whatsoever goeth upon all four, or whatsoever have more feet among all creeping things that creep upon the earth, them ye shall not eat, for they are an abomination. Ye shall not make yourselves abominable with any creeping that creepeth, neither shall ye make yourselves unclean with them, that ye should be defiled thereby. Okay? Yeah, you don't want to be making yourself unclean with them, man. What's that? Leviticus 11. Let me read that in the NLT. Leviticus 11 and 40 in the NLT. If you eat any of its meat or carry away its carcass, you must wash your clothes, and you will remain defiled until the evening. All small animals that scurry along the ground are detestable, and you must never eat them. Okay? You're not supposed to eat bugs, man. Okay? You like, Jake walked by, man. You're not supposed to eat that, man. It sounds funny, but I'm telling you, that's what the times you coming into, man. Moab had to go through it. That's why he eats all that shit, man. He'll eat a scorpion. He'll eat snakes, spiders, because they went through a famine, man. In the land, a lot of people over. Okay, they got a lot of people over there, and of course, Moab was eating each other, and all that's coming back here, man. Scriptures talk about that. What's that, Ezekiel? Let me see. Let me grab that in Ezekiel since I brought it up. I think it's Ezekiel, is it 4? Let's see. Yeah. Chapter 4. And I'll start at, shit. What the fuck did I do? Ezekiel 4. I'll start at 14. Then said I, Lord Yahweh, behold, my soul have not been polluted, for from my youth up even until now have I not eaten of that which dieth of itself, or is torn in pieces, neither came there abominable flesh into my mouth. Then he said unto me, Lo, I have given thee cow's dung for man's dung, and thou shalt prepare thy bread therewith. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, break the staff of Jerusalem, and they shall eat bread by weight and with hair, and they shall water by measure and with astonishment, that they may want bread and water and be astonished one with another and consume away for their iniquity. So the Lord's saying he's going to be bringing a famine again, okay? You're going to consume away for your iniquity. Okay, what's that saying, Lamentations, man? They were like a stick. Their visages were blacker than a coal. Okay? You're going to see that again, man. People who didn't want to take heed to the word, the men of the Lord, they're going to be able to watch you pine away, man, from no food. And they're going to be thinking, wasn't I on the highways and byways telling you to stop, trying to give you this word? Now you're thirsty. Wasn't I trying to feed you? Now you're hungry. Now you're really hungry and thirsty, man, because a man shall not live by bread alone, man. But you didn't want to accept this word, man. You didn't want to accept this water, man, so you're going to pine away. Okay, you're going to be subject to this famine that's coming. Okay, so these laws that I'm telling you what you should and shouldn't eat, man, this don't apply to you, man. You might as well fatten yourself up. Maybe you can last a little bit longer, man. A lot of that meat can get, your body can eat a lot of that. It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, and verse 44. For I am the Lord your God. Ye shall therefore sanctify yourselves, and ye shall be holy, for I am holy. Neither shall ye defile yourselves with any manner of creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. For I am the Lord that bringeth you up out of the land of Egypt to be your God. Ye shall be holy, for I am holy. Be holy. Holy means set apart, separate. In that don't make them holy. That makes them detestable, defiled, and an abomination. Okay? This is the law of peace, and of the fowl living in the waters, and of every creature that creepeth upon the earth, to make a difference between the clean and the unclean. To make a difference between the unclean and the clean, and between the beasts that may be eaten and the beasts that may not be eaten, man. So you got to know the difference, man. You got to put a difference between the clean and the unclean, man. Okay? Leviticus 10 and 10, and that ye may put difference between the holy and unholy, and between unclean and clean, and what ye may teach the children of Israel all the statutes which the Lord have spoken by the hand of Moses. Yeah, Moses, man, his prophet, his servant. Yeah, man. But what's that saying? 55, man. Famine's gonna come definitely, right? whether you like it or not. You didn't want to hear the words. And you know, I don't got a real good memory, but I see a lot of y'all a lot. I don't even know your names. But guess what? We're gonna see you again. When your visage is gonna be blacker than the coal, fulfilling these scriptures, man. Fulfilling Lamentations. Isaiah 60, what I say, 60. You talk now or nah? You ready to talk or you got things to do? You got another appointment? How you doing, brother? You doing good? That's good, brother.
Good man.
That's good, man.
Oh, I don't see the camera last time.
You didn't see that?
My God.
Yeah, see? People hear the word, brother. People want to hear the word, man. But you have a good day, brother. You have a good day. I got to finish this up and get up out of here. The book of Isaiah 65. And what is it, 13? Isaiah 65, in verse 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Yeah, you're going with my servants. People who are doing the will of the Heavenly Father and His Son. Yeah, they're going to be able to eat, but you shall be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Yeah, ye, meaning you going to be thirsty. You're going to be hungry. People who are doing the will of the Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, yeah, this is like your 401k. We're going to cash out on our spiritual riches growing up in heaven, man. And that's going to allow us to eat. That's going to be the only currency worth something. You too, bro. You too, sis. You too. You know, that's going to be currency that's going to be worth something in these last days. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. You're going to be ashamed. You're going to be rejoicing, man. We're going to be laughing at your calamities, man. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to allow us to laugh at your calamities in these last days, man. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart and shall howl for vexation of spirit, man. You're going to be howling, okay? That might not be loud enough, man. You might be really howling, man. Okay? That's all you're going to be hearing. You're going to be hearing a lot of howls in that day. Okay? As a matter of fact, I want to get that in Lamentations. Let me get that in Lamentations. Lamentations. Let me get it on my... Alright, what's up, man? I gotta wrap this up. Lamentations. Actually, hold on. Let me get it in my other app. Let me get my other app. Lamentations 4 and 8. Their visage is blacker than a coal. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones. It is withered. It has become like a stick. Yeah, you're going to become like a stick. That's what happens when you don't eat. You can learn about, look at the Holocaust, man. You see what happened at the Holocaust? They had no food, man. They became like a stick, but they still ain't fulfilled Lamentations 4 and 8 because their visage wasn't blacker than a coal. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, we gonna see, man. You're gonna see, you wanna reject this word, you're gonna become like a stick. You're gonna wither away. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. Yeah, it's better to be slain, get shot in your head, than slain with a famine, man. And that's what's coming to this place. Famine. All these stores and shit, ain't gonna be no food in there. Okay? This is just gonna be a bunch of migrants coming to eat your meat, man. Get you plump up, man. Y'all got plenty of meat on y'all, and they eat that type of shit too. Okay? For these pine away, stricken through for the want of the fruits of the field. You're going to want the fruits of the field, man, but ain't going to be any. There ain't even going to be any on the trees, man. They're going to be eating the leaves, the flowers. It's going to be desolate out here, man. Lamentation 4:10, the hands of the pitiful woman has sodden their own children. Yeah, they sodden. Sodden means to boil. Okay? They were their meat, destruction of the daughter of my people. Yeah, during that siege of Babylon. Yeah, the Southern Kingdom, man. You Negroes, West Indians, and Haitians. Yeah, y'all was sodding Indians, man. Y'all boiling them, man, to eat them. Okay. Read about Lamentations, because the siege is coming back again. And Jerusalem is a people, it's a place. Jerusalem is talking about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. This is who you are, brother. You're an Israelite. But the so-called white man, when Christopher Columbus came to your town and slaughtered your ancestors, yeah, y'all prayed to that Renaissance Christianity that he brought to Southern America as Christopher Columbus. The Spaniards, the so-called white people, man. They came, they slaughtered your children, took your kids, they by 13 at a time. They used to burn y'all. And if you didn't bow your knee to the so-called Jesus Christ that y'all love every Sunday so much, guess what? Burnt at the stake. That's how he converted you to think that the so-called white man is something. He's really nothing. He's just flesh and bones. He's just like this. This image right here, you see how it just chips away? That's Esau, the so-called white man, his kingdom. That's why Kamala Harris and Donald Trump were talking last night. Two fucking idiots. Two puppets. Because the Rothschilds really run this place. Yeah, the global banking elites. That's who. Okay, and it's not the regular white guy. It's the small hat white guy. The small hat. You probably a small hat. Little white guy. Hey man, that's what we do, man. We came to prophesy, and according to 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, we got to let you know who Esau Edom is, man. Okay, we got to let you know who the wicked is. All right? We got to prophesy. We got to tell you about the MOTB. We got to tell you about the famine, man. All right? That's why I'm going into the Lord put the Spirit on me to let you know what's clean and unclean. That's a terrible thing, man. I didn't come out here wanting to tell you that. You know? You're supposed to remember the days of Jerusalem. But what's today? 9/11. You remember that, though, right? Airplanes hit. No one ever thought that would ever happen. That's called a black swan event, okay? And that black swan event's gonna come, well, it's not gonna be a black swan event to us because we expect it to happen, but that's how Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is coming back like a thief in the night, man. You're gonna think it's a black swan event. How could this happen? That's what you're gonna be thinking while you pining away. How don't we have any food? That's what you're gonna be thinking while you pining away. Oh, I gotta go to the so-called white man and receive his MOTB. That's what you're gonna be thinking while you pining away. Okay? But you were told, you were warned, and you didn't receive it, okay? Deuteronomy 14:1. Ye are the children of Yahweh, your power. Ye shall not cut yourselves, nor make any boldness between your eyes for the dead. For thou art holy unto the Lord thy power, and the Lord Yahweh have chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself above all the nations that are upon the earth. Thou shalt not eat any abominable thing. The beast which ye shall eat, the ox, the sheep, and the goat, the hart, and the roe, and the fallow deer, and the wild goat, the tigard, and the wild ox, and the camoise, and every beast that parteth the hoof, and cleaveth the cleft into two claws, and cheweth the cud among the beasts that ye shall eat. Nevertheless, these ye shall not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the cloven hoof as the camel, and the hare and the coney, for they chew the cud, but divide not the hoof, therefore they are unclean to you. And this is going basically the same thing as Leviticus, the 11th chapter. All right, but it also I wanted to jump down to 21. Deuteronomy 14:21. You shall not eat of anything that dieth of itself. Thou shalt give it unto the stranger that is in thy gates, that he may eat it. Or thou mayest sell it unto an alien. For thou art an holy people, and unto the Lord thy power thou shalt not see the kid in his mother's milk. So these are things you're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to see the kid, a goat, in its mother's milk, man. Okay, that's one thing. And if an animal died to itself, man, the Lord said you can sell that to the heathen. You can give it to a stranger. You can give it to an alien, but that ain't for you, man. Okay. Going back, these laws. See, Moses gave the book of Deuteronomy. Yahweh through Moses gave the book of Deuteronomy to the children of Israel. He didn't give these laws to everybody. That's why it's okay if they say you ain't supposed to follow the laws, because you're not. You're a heathen. But that's advice to a heathen. If you a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American, okay, you have a better chance of being Israel, man. Okay, because you fit the curses written about Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. All you need to do is Google. No, not even Google. Go on YouTube. Do what I did. Deuteronomy 28. Breakdown. There you go. It's that simple. It's that simple. Deuteronomy 28. More importantly than that, put GMS breakdown. And they'll break down the whole chapter to you. And you tell me who fits those curses. You tell me who's going to the enemies for the one on all things. Who went into Egypt again on ships? Okay, who hasn't been redeemed yet? Why are they still here? Okay, why you don't own anything? Whose inscriptions on the money? Is it any of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans? No. Okay, it's not, man. You need to be thinking about these things. Deuteronomy 14:2. Thou shalt truly tithe all the increase of thy seed, that the field bringeth forth year by year. And thou shalt eat before the Lord thy power, place which he shall choose, thy corn, of thy wine, and of thine oil, and the firstlings of thy herds and of thy flocks, that thou mayest learn to fear the Lord thy power always. And if the way be too long for thee, so that thou art able to carry it, or place be too far from thee, which the Lord thy power shall to set his name there, when the Lord thy power have blessed thee, then shalt thou and turn it into money, and bind up the money in thine hand, and shall go unto the place which the Lord thy God shall choose. Thou shalt bestow that money for whatsoever thou lusteth after, for iron, or for sheep, or for wine, or for strong drink, or for whatsoever thy soul desireth, and thou shalt bear before the Lord thy power, and shall rejoice, thou and thine household, man. Yeah, so this tithes that we were given. Okay. Levite that is within thy gates, thou shalt not forsake him, for he have no part nor inheritance with thee. At the end of 3 years, thou shalt bring forth all the tithe of thine increase the same year, and shalt lay it up within thy house. And the Levite, because he have no part or inheritance with thee, and the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow, which are within thy gate, come and shall eat and be satisfied, that the Lord thy power may bless thee in all the work of thine hand which thou doest. Now that's the laws regarding tithing, okay? Kind of going off the point, but the point is, man, we ain't got any of these things to do it at the capacity that the Lord wants us to, man. But we are supposed to give 1/10 of our increase, okay? And that what that would do is tithe not only you did it according to the law, which means you're in good standing with the Lord. But the Levites not having an inheritance, man, they took care of the father, they took care of the widows, man. Okay? They did these things, man. It was a well-functioning, these are well-functioning commandments and laws. Even the tithing process, when you really get into it, it really benefits Israel, man. Your tithe benefits your nation, man. Okay? Which is a beautiful thing, man. But the moral of the story is, man, we coming into that time where These laws are going to be what guides our steps, man. Okay, because we all got a certain measurement that we need to fulfill, a certain measurement of grace, okay, that the Lord gave us, man, which is a gift. That you're done on here. You have no hedge, you have no protection, man. Okay, and going to and fro, seeking whom he may devour. And he's coming in like a flood soon, man. And that's why we're warning you about this MOTB, telling you about these different elections. November's coming up in 60 days, and you're gonna have a new ruler over you, whether it be Biden, whether it be Harris or Donald Trump, man. You know, I think, I truly believe, I don't care. I don't care who's in rulership, okay? I don't care. Nothing changes, man. But Jake still doesn't understand. They still don't get it, okay? They still being entertained. They're still online talking about, well, I think this person, like, you're done. That's why you need to be destroyed, man. Okay, as a matter of fact, I do got one more precept. Let me get this in Deuteronomy, the 17th chapter. Okay. Deuteronomy 17 and 15, thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee. Hold on. Okay, yeah. Deuteronomy 17 and 15. This is a commandment, bro. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren, okay? One from among thy brethren, okay? And a king that's a male's position, okay? So first of all, she is unfit to be ruler over Israel, okay? That's number one. Just because she's a female, okay? Yeah, all right, some other meats. See, I don't open a can of worms. But let me get this precept too. Always getting into this. Verse 2 and 12, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the men, but to be in silence, okay? Not to be in a big, huge political arguing with the president, okay? So she's way out of order, okay? She's way out of order, according to the scriptures, okay? According to Babylon, she's just what this place needs for it to destroy it. Deuteronomy 17 and 15, thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord Yahweh thy power shall choose. Yeah, the Lord Yahweh thy power shall choose the king that's going to be set over you. Didn't he choose Saul? Didn't he choose King David? Didn't he choose King Solomon? Okay? These were kings over Israel, not Donald Trump. None of these Edomites that you, okay? One from among, and if you really think about it, he chose Herod, an Edomite. All right? One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Yeah, one from among thy brethren. You're not supposed to choose these other nations to be ruling over you, man. Okay? That's an abomination to the Lord, man, but you still want to participate in letting heathens rule over you. Thou mayest set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. Okay, so you're not supposed to set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. All right? So I'm going to end it right there. Lord willing, that was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Shalom.